What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode in this series. Now, this is a video I didn't plan on originally making for this series, but after giving it some thought, I think it is pretty important that I just throw this in here. It's going to be a very short video. It's not going to be very long, but basically in this video, we're just going to be talking about how I navigate the markets during high economic calendar events. So I'm just going to be giving you guys my recommendations. You guys don't have to follow it, but this is personally what I do. And this is when I try to identify when not to trade or when to put it on a trade, etc. So if you guys want a website where you guys could check the economic calendar every single week, this is the one I use. It's called forexfactory.com. And basically what I do is I filter it out by week. So every trading week from Sunday to Saturday, or just every week, 7 days. Then I come up to this little filter bar up here, turn off all the currencies, because when you use this website, all these are going to be on, and then the folders are also going to be on. So I turn off the gray and yellow folder and I leave the orange and red one on, because the red one is high impact, the orange one is medium impact, and then the yellow one is low impact, and the gray one is non-economic. Then I turn off all the currencies because the only currency I really trade is USD. But if you're trading like maybe Euro or GBP with Forex, JPY, NZD, whatever, CAD, AUD, you could turn all these on and apply filter, and you'll get the other reports or whatever. Anyways, so every single month on the first Friday, you are going to have NFP week. Okay, so that's first thing, right? Keep that in mind. Every single month, that first Friday of every single month is going to be non-farm payroll. So I do not try to have positions open before non-farm payroll. So that Friday, if I do decide to trade that Friday, which if you're a beginner, you should be done by Wednesday of that week. But if you are a little more experienced and you are confident that you can find a trade during that Friday, then so be it. But I would recommend you not having a position or trying to open a position before non-farm payroll, because it's very, very volatile, okay? You guys have to check the economic calendar every single week for what high impact news is going to happen for that given week. It's very important that you guys check the economic calendar and then start to figure out, okay, where is price most likely going to expand to based off the economic calendar, okay, if that makes sense, right? Because news is what is going to give us that volatility to expand to these higher time frame PD arrays, okay? So I would not recommend, again, opening positions before non-farm payroll. That's one event that I never really tried to open a position during or before, or even a little bit after. I kind of just waited out for that event. Another one is CPI. I do not like having positions open before or during CPI because it's very volatile. It could reverse on you. It could hurt you. Another one is anytime Jerome Powell starts speaking. So that is called manual intervention. You don't know what he's going to say. So anytime you see FOMC member Jerome Powell, speech, FOMC meetings, do not trade that. Just wait it out. Wait till he's done talking and then try to find your setup in that, okay? Now, these other reports like PMI, JOLTS jobs, FOMC meeting minutes, this is just a report. This is not the actual meeting. Or these like ADP, non-farm employment change, unemployment claims. These high impact news reports, you can open up a trade before them because most of the time these aren't as volatile like the three I just mentioned. Now, most of the time these certain reports right here, except for the three that I mentioned, usually just accelerate price to wherever price needs to get to on the higher time frame or even the lower time frame, right? It just accelerates price to whatever PD array it needs to get to, right? So that's really what I recommend you guys doing for non-farm CPI. And anytime Jerome Powell talks, do not open positions before or during those events, those reports, and that manual intervention. Just don't do it. Anytime you see these other ones right here, the only time I would open a position before these, like for example, like PPI or like these right here, the only time I would open positions before, I wouldn't even open a position during the news drop, like right at the minute. If I was going to get into a position before the like certain news reports like this, I would have to do it before the news drop, okay? But I would only do it if the chart looks clear. Now, this is very important, okay? On whatever time frame you are trying to trade, you have to make sure it looks clear. Like you have to make sure your objectives or whatever your draw is clear before you get into positions before the news drops, right? Like let's say, for example, we're trading on Thursday and we see, ADP, non-farm employment change and unemployment claims, right? We see this on the economic calendar and maybe we have equal lows or equal highs or something like that. And we see the unicorn setup and it just looks super clear. then yeah, I would go ahead and take it before this news drop. Or maybe it's not super clear and you wait out for the news drop, right? On this Thursday, you wait for this high impact news report to come out, and then you start getting your setup, and then that's when I would take it, right? So it just depends on the situation. It's not always going to be the same. The chart is going to tell you, it's going to be clear. Whenever the chart is clear and you have high impact news, like such as this one right here, and it's not NFP, it's not CPI, it's not Jerome Powell, you can go ahead and take a trade. You can put on a trade as long as the chart and as long as the draw and objectives are clear to you, and you guys will know what I mean with experience and time. It is just very important that you understand and that you are aware of what high impact news is going on for the given week that you are trading. Okay, it's very, very important. And now if you also notice the times, now this is all in Eastern Standard Time, but if you notice the times that most of these reports drop, it is during the New York AM kill zone or the New York PM kill zone, and it is during the manipulation phase of the quarterly theory. So if you follow quarterly theory, you guys know that like most of the time when there is news drops, if you look at the times, it's most of the time in the manipulation phase. So again, if the chart is clear and you are, you have confidence in it, you have high conviction in it, go ahead and take it before the news drop. But again, I just wouldn't recommend taking trades before NFP, CPI, and anytime Jerome Powell talks. Do not take trades during those. I promise you guys, they are very volatile. They can hurt you. They can reverse on you. Sometimes it just doesn't make sense. Okay, it just, they play with you. It's a lot of manipulation. I would, if you do decide to trade those reports, those three that I'm telling you, just wait till after, Jerome Powell is done talking, or wait for the CPI and NFP report to drop, and then just wait till market open. Wait till that manipulation leg is done. That's why quarterly theory comes in handy with this, or at least with those reports. But anything else like these medium impact news or PMI, PPI, all these unemployment claims and all that, most of the time, these high impact news events will just accelerate price on where it needs to go to on the higher time frames, and even whatever time frame you're trading, it just accelerates price to the objective. So yeah, that's basically how I navigate the markets during high impact news events. I just do not try to trade with those three that I mentioned, NFP, CPI, and anytime Jerome Powell talks. Everything else is fine as long as the chart is clear. The chart is going to tell you if it's clear or not, okay? Trust me, you guys will know what I'm talking about. But that's personally how I do it. Just recommendations. You guys don't have to follow it. Again, experience is the best teacher. So what I do recommend is checking the calendar every single Sunday or Monday or every single day. Just check the calendar. Be aware of what news is going on that day, because that is going to affect your trading and your bias and your trade ideas, okay? That's literally how I navigate the markets with high impact news. Hope this video helps. Hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. So I will catch you guys in the next one.